Hello everybody, welcome to another Galaxy of Heroes ranking video, or tier list video. I am Sanjita, and today I'm going to be going over every marquee character from 2021, ranking them best to worst. Now, the rankings and the tiers they actually fit into is based on kind of what a marquee is in general, not just this year. So it's not going to be a balanced bell curve like a normal ranking where you got a lot in the B tier and then less in the S tier, less in the F tier. It's not necessarily going to follow that. It's just based on the strength of the character as a marquee in general. So I'm going to go through in the order that came out in 2021 from January all the way to December. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, first up, from January 2021, we have the Armorer. So the Armorer is coming in at kind of the lower A tier. What she is she's a bargain basement version of Wat Tambor, but she can only give out basically one tech. She can give it out multiple times, but it's that Beskar armor, ingots that give multiple bonuses based on how many stacks she has. You're getting 50% defense, 15% max health, protection recovery at the end of a turn for whoever has it with 2 stacks, and then on 3 stacks, you're going to get 100% counter chance and can be critically hit as long as there's the Zeta. And I think the counter chance is part of the Zeta. But she's more of a plug-and-play character. She's not really a true Mandalorian as she is in the show. And next up, for March of 2021, we have Dark Trooper. And Dark Trooper is insanely strong. I did debate putting him in the A tier, but he actually ends up in the lower S tier from this year. Just because he does so much damage. He is incredible in an Imperial Troopers lineup. He's a key in the Jabba the Hutt counter that I've gone over using Grit. But just hitting 4 times with the basic, even though he can't critically hit, does a massive damage. Combined with Piet, it's just stacking, and the sky's the limit for this guy. He can also recover his stacks. He can't be critically hit himself, which I think is an overlooked benefit for him. Although he is more fragile for each stack, it's only 25% of his max health and protection that he actually has per stack, but he can recover stacks up to 3. He can grant turn meter out to the whole team, but mainly what he's doing is damage. He can also clean up a Lord Vader team sometimes, if you plan it right, if you have that turn meter train going correctly, but super strong character, insanely powerful for a marquee. Next up, for March of 2021, we have one of the weaker characters from this year, or from the batch of this year. This is Boca Trash, fondly referred to as Boca Trash, but I prefer to think of her as Boca Crap. She doesn't do much damage. Her AoE can be dodged, and the daze can be resisted, but if it couldn't, she would definitely go up a tier or 2. The biggest benefit of her for me is her Zeta, which grants out extra protection to every Mandalorian, up to 100% if you have a full team of Mandalorians. And that makes Maul an absolute tank. If you are running a Maul Mandalorians team instead of Underlord Vader, she is definitely worth throwing in that lineup. Next up, from April 2021, we have Hunter, the leader of the Bad Batch, introduced, and I'm putting him at the high B tier. His team is amazing, and he's an integral part of the team, of course, because he's the leader, so he makes everything run. But additionally, he's kind of the damage dealer. His basic can hit twice. He can do an AoE that gives out evasion up and stealth, and he also can swap turn meter. So what a good move is swapping turn meter first with Echo. Echo calls him to assist twice, and then he's gonna do his AoE later. But very strong character, great leader for the Bad Batch. The second member of the Bad Batch crew to come into the game in April 2021 is Tech. Now, Tech is an awesome support character. He turns Echo's daze on all characters into a stun. He's also granting Foresight, Stealth, and Tenacity up to his whole team on that second special. He can heal up the team. He can grant Potency up, Translation, the only character aside from C-3PO to do that. So he can reduce his teammates' basics. He's going to be under Stealth most of the time, but very strong character. If you're running Bad Batch in 3v3, usually you're wanting Hunter, Echo, and Tech. And Tech usually beats out Wrecker in that lineup, so he's definitely a very strong character, high B tier. The third member of the Bad Batch crew to join the Hall of Tables in late April 2021 is Wrecker. And I did put Wrecker in A tier over Hunter and Tech, because I do think he has a little bit more importance to the team in 5v5, and that's what I'm putting emphasis on. So he he gives out defense up to the whole team with his AoE. He can have a 2-turn stun if you have a full Bad Batch team, which is amazing. And the defense up is what gets the team going, which allows them to deal out true damage to the entire opposing team. He's a very strong tank, extremely tanky with his unique and his just high base protection and health. And if you get him high enough, I think Relic 9, he can even eat Raised Whirlwinds and help Bad Batch do something creative there. But very strong character. He helps them go up a level. And without Wrecker, I don't think Bad Batch would be the team it is. Well, that's fair to say for any Bad Batch member. But I do think he's a little bit stronger, so he is in the A tier. The fourth member of the Bad Batch crew from May 2021, and in my opinion the strongest, is Echo, coming in at the lower S tier. He's amazing, he gets the team going, irresistible AoE Dispel in days, also inflicts healing immunity, grants turn meter up to the whole team. He's passively healing his team when they gain buffs, and hurting the opposing team when you inflict debuffs. He can also kill an ally to assist. He's just an amazing character, even has plug and play viability if you slot him in another team. Since he's so fast and shuts down turn meter trains and also removes any early buffs from the opposing team. Amazing character, low S tier. And the last member of the Bad Batch coming later in July of 2021, we got Omega. So Omega is the lowest ranking member of the Bad Batch team, but she is by no means useless. She does do a lot of damage passively throughout the battle just by assisting constantly. She can heal up the team a bit, grant protection up. She stays in stealth most of the time, but she is a great addition to the Bad Batch team because she does make Wrecker a pre-taunt by having 5 Bad Batch and makes them significantly stronger. And I want to clean up a misnomer I've been hearing forever. So people kind of mock the developers when they released her, saying she was single fire damage, which is not true. The term they used was single target damage. So I would argue that that's true. It's very slow, it's over time, but when she's assisting all the time, every turn, whenever an ally uses an attack, she's assisting, and if you're targeting a single target throughout the whole time, it is going to be high single target damage. So, single target damage, not single fire damage. Next up, we got the Lone Wolf of 2021. So in October 2021, we got Fennec Shand, and she is amazing, mid S tier. And just let me say, these top 3 are very close in my opinion. So if you think any of them are in the wrong spot, I can get it. I get that. But they're all very close for me. All amazing characters, these top 3. Fennec Shand is pretty unique in that her basic is the best thing about her. Hits 5 times for not trivial damage. And it deals 50% more damage to an enemy that has no protection. So that's why it's great against Lord Vader teams, even though that counter is slowly dying and will die a miserable death after set 3 expires with the BAM Datacron. It's not going to work against Lord Vader very much until his Super Datacron expires. But she's super strong. She also has some extra utility in 3v3 because she benefits as a leader from not having extra teammates. Very strong character, high damage, just incredible.
Hello there.
Like and subscribe.
And now we move on to the Star Killer Marquees from the end of 2021, starting in November with Dash Rendar, who in my opinion was the best Marquee of 2021. This guy just does so much. He's classified as a support, but he's actually more of an attacker in function. He's a strong leader, has a team that comes back. They're like zombies. It's like Night Sisters, but way stronger. As long as you have Vander Chewbacca and Dash's Omicron. But he has an irresistible AoE that hits 3 times, dispels stealth, it dazes them, inflicts defense down, critical damage down. It does an insane amount of stuff. And with his Datacron right now, he is incredible. He's on another level. Even on a team with Rey and Cat, he's the one that's decimating the enemy Lord Vader team, mostly by himself, although he does need some help. But he's an incredible character, and I love his mastery. He actually gains dodge chance from mastery, dodge and deflection, which is a very annoying stat to deal with. But for him, especially with the Datacron set 4, he really gets a lot stronger with this extra dodge because he already has naturally high dodge himself. But incredible character, triple hit on the basic, can stun and dispel. Grants out lots of bonuses to Scoundrel allies, max health, potency, offense. Just an amazing character in my opinion. Best character of 2021. The second Starkiller Marquee coming out right before Thanksgiving was Cowgee. And in my opinion, he sits at the high A tier. He makes the Mon Mothma team way stronger, kind of takes him to the next step. With his extra turn meter at the beginning of the match, he'll get up to 30% on that Mon Mothma team for other Rebel Fighter allies, since Mon Mothma is not a Rebel Fighter. And he gets the team going with that. He's very strong once he builds up to Jedi Knight. He's going to do more damage and have some extra effects. He can give out his AoE unique debuff, Force Influence, which is kind of like a mixture of Daze and buff immunity. So very strong debuff. And this guy, he's very strong, but in my opinion, the Mon Mothma team doesn't have as high a ceiling as these other teams above it. So that's why I put him at A tier. And that team is still more of a team effort, where he is not the absolute dominant factor. You really need a lot else going in that for him to really shine. And the third Starkiller Marquee is Darth Talon, and she's going to be our lone C tier Marquee. She's not useless, but she was very disappointing. She's an attacker, but she doesn't function like an attacker. She doesn't do that much defense, and basically her biggest benefit is her unique that gives extra stats out to Sith, extra speed, extra max health, turn meter when the enemy leader's getting hit. She was supposed to go with Traya, Scion, and Nihilus, but people use her basically every other way except with that team. Right now she sits with Amalga's team, making the Sith Empire even stronger than it was. And she can also go with the Sith Eternal. I mean, she does have extra synergy with Scion and Nihilus, but right now she doesn't really fit with that team. So she is C tier. Not a lot of standalone viability, but does kind of make some other teams stronger. And last but certainly not least, from the 2021 Marquees and the last Starkiller Marquee is Mara Jade. Mara Jade is incredible under a Palpatine lead. She gets the debuff turn meter train rolling faster than ever before. In Territorial War, she's even better with her Omicron, 100% turn meter at the start, very hard to deal with. But even outside of Territorial War, she's very strong. In Grand Arena with Starkiller, her basic calls Emperor Palpatine to attack, which also calls Starkiller to attack, and she just supercharges that team. Super strong. I didn't put her as high because Dash can do more in my opinion. He's kind of the lead in taking on Galactic Legends himself, like Jedi Master Luke. And with his Datacron, he's a key component in taking down Lord Vader, which is just a menace right now. But yeah, Mara Jade, super strong. I love this character. I did debate putting her number 1, but ultimately she falls as the second best character of 2021. So that's it. That's the whole list. This is all 13 marquee characters from 2021. Let me know what you think. Did I get the Bad Batch order wrong? Did I get the top wrong? But this is a lot of fun to do, and I plan on doing other marquee lists in the future, going reverse 2020, 2019, 2018, and so forth. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.